Hey, it's Patty here again from EngageMore Pro. Welcome back to our comprehensive video series designed to help you master your EngageMore Pro all-in-one marketing platform. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add and edit a menu and a footer on your website, basically the header and the footer. So without those, it's going to be a lot of work if you don't have it preset to globally work across your entire website. So let's dive in there and get right at it. Okay, so if you take a look, I've already got a number of pages already pre-built, and if you look closely, you can see that there's already header on this, and there's footers on all of these pages as well. So the way we've created our site is actually, we've provided you what we call an IDX wrapper, and that wrapper is actually the header and the footer and some code that is on the page. And that header and footer is global across all of the pages. So the last thing you want to do is have separate headers on each one of these pages, because if you make one change to it, you want to make sure that it's changed throughout all of the pages, and it'll be just too much work. You don't want to do that. So the cool thing is that you have the ability to create what we call a global section. And so I'm going to show you how to do that and where it's all happening. What I would suggest now is we're just going to go down into the IDX wrapper just so I can familiarize you with what's going on in here. Here's the thing. If you have a site of ours, you do not want to touch the IDX wrapper, because this is what is pulling in code from all over the place to help brand you. And so this is here really not to be messed with the exception of your menu and your footer, if you want to do it. But you do not want to touch any code that's in here, because this code is preset to have information on all of the pages that's important to brand you. So never touch these, even though these are sections, you're not going to mess with those, okay? But what we are going to do is focus on the header menu first. So let's start with that. Okay, so we don't want to touch the IDX wrapper, so let's just go ahead and we're just going to go up to the home page, because we have a global section already set up in here. It's going to, whatever we do to the home page is going to change across the entire site. So because it's safer than to come in and just work right here. So what we want to do is be in this orange section. So we're going to start with the header, and you'll notice right here that as I scroll along, this is actually the menu. And if I click on this menu right here, you're going to notice, I'm going to move this over to the left. You're going to notice that I'm in this orange section, that when I scroll over to the right, you're going to see that all of these things are already preset over here. And so we've already added in things here. So if I wanted to add a new menu, though, I could click on this and come here and type in menu, and I could add a navigation menu right here, and then you'd have the same thing going on right here. But I'm not going to actually, I'm going to edit the one I have so you can see what's going on. So I'm going to get rid of that, just in case you're thinking about adding another menu, which you could do. You could add more than one menu up here or somewhere else on the page. So right now, I'm going to just make sure that you're clicking on one of these just to get it started, and then scroll over here to the right. Now you're going to note right here I've got home. If you're getting one of our sites, by the time you got this should already have everything in it. But in the event you ever want to change this, you can. So I've already added in some things on it. And so you're going to come here and edit this to say whatever it is you want it to say. If you don't want that to say home, you can change it and type in something else. You could put in end, I don't care. But in this case, we are going to leave it home. Now, this particular page hasn't been fully set up yet because we are still working to get our domains. We were working to get our domain set up. So we actually do need to put a URL in here. And this URL is actually going to go to a page. You have a choice to either go to a page within the website, or you can actually go to a URL. In this case, we're just going to go to a page and make sure that it's going to the home page. But you can see when I go to this drop down, it's showing all the existing pages on the website. So all I got to do is pick out the one I want it to go to when somebody clicks on it. And I'm always, when I'm on a website like this, I'm not going to send them to open a brand new tab. I'm going to have it open up within the tab that we're in. So don't click that on, just leave it. And then, so we got that. Now when it comes, I'm going to skip the buyers right now and come back to that one. On the seller page, then we need to be sure we've got a seller page that it's going to. So if I click here, I'm going to go over to the right side, and I'm going to click on the pencil. Now, let me actually, before I do that, you're probably wondering, what about these? Well, these are, you can see these are indented, right? And I'm going to come back to this in a minute. But they're indented because they are underneath this, right? If I pulled it out right now, it would be out on its own. I could actually take this and move it, and you'll see that it just went out to the main menu. But I don't want that. I just want it to stay right where it was, and it's indented so that it will be underneath the buyer. So you just got to drag it in and out, right? But I'm going to head to the seller one next and make sure we got the seller page set up. So that seller page is going to go to seller page, right? And then hit submit. And then the home value is actually part of that seller page, so it's fine. We can actually send that one over to the seller page as well, or, oh, in this case, it's actually going to a URL for IDX Broker. So right now I'm going to leave that because that's a discussion we're going to have later about IDX Broker and the pages that are created. So I'm going to get back to that. About Us. That then needs to go to the About Us page if it hasn't been set up. We're going to go to About Us. Now again, if you've got a site with us and by the time you've got this, it should all be set up and going to where it needs to go. In the event it's not, or you want to add more or whatever, and I'll show you how to add one here in a minute. Blog. So blog page, you want to make sure it's going to your blog page. So in this case, it's set up to go to a URL, but we've got a blog page, so I'm going to go ahead and send it down to the blog page. And then Contact Us, you want to make sure that's set up to go to Contact Us. So it's going to go to a page, Contact Us. Again, you can send it to third-party landing pages or wherever you want to send them if you want. All right, now if you decide that you don't want to have all this stuff on your menu, you can actually just delete them off. Like say I don't want to contact me. If I click on that, I can click delete and get it out of here. If I want to add a new one, I'm going to scroll up, actually scroll to the bottom here. I'm going to add a new item. And let's say I want to add one for a certain area that I'm really interested in wanting to focus on. So if maybe my featured area is, 85262 properties for sale or something like that, right? I could create one called that, and then I have to actually have a page to send it to. So I could either create a separate page to add it to, and I would have the page here. In this case, because it is actually going to go to a search result page, then that search result URL is actually going to be created at IDX Broker, which is another training. But you're going to have you're going to have a subdomain within your IDX Broker account where these are going to get added. Okay, so we haven't done the training on this yet, but at least not up until this point. But I will have it done, so you'll have it. So look around for that IDX Broker training. But you're going to want to send it to a page that's pre-built. Possibly. I'm going to say possibly because maybe you're going to build a separate page inside of here. You have two choices on how you're going to work this. So I'm going to save that. But you do have to decide where it's going to go. If it's a page built within here or if it's an IDX Broker subdomain page, which it can be one or the other. In fact, let me give you an example of an IDX Broker page. If I go here, this actually is an IDX Broker page. And I can tell because I don't have any wording at the top and I didn't, add anything to it. This is just a page that was created within IDX Broker with my search results. And the URL is a subdomain that is added inside of IDX Broker. However, could I have a page that just is built right onto the site that has a widget with these search results? Yes, I can. Again, that's part of the IDX Broker training module. So I'll go into that later, but no matter what happens, make sure that this is going somewhere. So let's just say I'm going to leave it like this and I want it to go somewhere. I'm going to hit submit, but you can see when I add it down here. Now, if I'm going to have separate searches like this, because it's a home search on an area that I want to focus on, I'm going to drag this up and put it under the buyer area. So somewhere under the buyer area where I want to put it. So I could put here. I could also add another main menu item that says featured areas and then drag that up underneath there. So let's say this was one of 5 different featured areas. I could add another item on here and call it featured areas. Featured area. Now remember, the more you put on here, the more that's going to get busy up there. So I would be very careful about adding too much and too many words, right? You could even say our areas, like if you want to keep it shorter, our areas, because the more you add, everything you're doing, you have to consider what's it going to look like on mobile, what's it going to look like on, if somebody takes their phone and turns it sideways. So there are things you have to consider, which, we can talk to you about when we talk about getting the site ready for mobile. It's pretty ready as it is, but if you start adding stuff, it's going to start looking kind of cattywampus, which is kind of an interesting word I learned years ago and never really heard it before. But so I have our areas now, so I could take this now and stick this. You want to grab it and drag it and stick it, but you want to drag it so it's hanging to the right. Did it go? Yeah, it's not hanging, so you got to kind of drag it a little bit. It's kind of playing with it just a little till it looks like it actually kicked underneath there. See, there we go. Now if I go here, you can see it's there. Yay, boom, done. All right, so that's easy to do. It's really easy to do. So I'm going to hit save. I'm actually not going to save this because I don't want this on my thing. So, but I'm just showing you how that worked. Hey friends, I'm going to jump in here before I finish this tutorial and give our sponsor a quick shout out because I think it may be the perfect time for you to start rethinking how you are currently working your real estate business. I'm Patty Sampson, top producer, digital marketer, CRM, and automation drip flow specialist. I'm also the best-selling author of Drip Campaign Secrets. I created EngageMore Pro all-in-one real estate marketing platform to help real estate pros all over the world to easily and efficiently capture, nurture, and convert more leads into sales and increase ROI. Powered by High Level, EngageMore Pro is loaded to the brim with a ton of my real estate niche-specific content, training, and coaching for agents, title, and mortgage professionals who are looking to up their game and consolidate all essential marketing tools into one affordable software. Seriously, there is no other real estate marketing platform on the market that includes literally everything you have wanted to grow your business and your sales. The money is in lead generation and lead conversion, and that is exactly what EngageMore Pro was built to do. And if you already have an agency account with High Level or want to sign up direct and focus on the real estate niche, then I have you covered with snapshots to help you grow your business. Sign up as an affiliate below and I will hook you up with the content and bonuses you need to help you grow your business as you help real estate professionals become successful. Stop doing the same thing over and over with the same sad results. Visit EngageMorePro.com to learn more. Okay, I'm going to actually pop back in here. You might notice I've just changed clothes. That's because it's the next day. I just realized there was a couple things I wanted to bring up really quick because I had one of my agents say, she asked me some questions, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure I answer those really quick. So one of the other things that some of our states require that you have to keep your logo or your brokerage on the first page of every website. And so I'm going to show you how to keep your scroll bar, well, basically your menu up at the top if you want to. So when you're scrolling, if you notice, if you look at the live version of the website, it will scroll all the way up. But I can actually get it so that this part up here sticks. So if you click on the area and it says over here, no stickiness, well, we're going to actually add stickiness to it. Let me pull this over a little bit so you can see. You're going to go stick to the top on scroll. You also have an option to stick to the bottom on scroll, but I don't do that very often. Stick to the top on scroll. So that's how you keep it. So when I hit save, I think I actually have to go out and show a live version of it in order for it to show that it works. Let's get it to save here. Okay, so just be sure too, before you come out and check that you have published it for this kind of thing. So you'll just take it and then scroll, see how it's sticking to the top. So the other thing I wanted to point out, because of the way this coloring is set up, and I'm going to go through this in deep dive later, but you'll notice right now I've got a background here and it's actually set. It's set to be transparent, and so I can put a color back here if I don't like that. Well, that's probably a bad choice in colors. Let me just pick one so you can see. That way, if I want the scroll, when I'm on the scroll, now I don't have it saved, but then it won't all roll up and be kind of busy in the background. So it's really up to you and what you want to do with this, if you want to keep it like that or not. But I do like the look of this. It's bringing the picture in from the back, but you certainly can change that. The other thing I wanted to show you was when you're in the menu area, if your logo, when you bring your logo in, we just kind of show you a little bit about editing your menu area. You'll be in the orange section, which this entire thing encompasses the logo. So when you come down, you can actually see, you're going to be uploading your new logo by clicking on this, and you'll bring your logo in. So whatever size it is, it may be too little, it might be too big. So what I do normally is, you'll see here I have a width. I never mess with the height. I just mess with the width. And so on the width part, I'm going to do, like, I could go way bigger on it, and you'll see it get really big. Or I can go a lot smaller, and you'll see it get a lot smaller. But if I'm normally not, whoops, see, I messed with the height, and that's what happened. I meant to mess with the width only. Don't touch the height, because the height will automatically change if you just, so you don't have to worry about it getting distorted. So in this case, I did like it at 240. I just felt like this particular, and it's really dependent on the size of your logo, because your logo might be way bigger or way smaller, so you have to mess with it. The other thing, if it is really small and you go really big and for some reason the logo gets blurry, if for some reason the logo gets blurry, then you might need to resize your logo if you want it bigger on here, because I noticed what happens if you've got something real small and you try to stretch it out too big, it's going to probably get blurry at some point. So it might just mean, get a revised version of it. I've done most of my stuff inside of Canva, so you could just easily go in there and resize it so it looks and fits better. All right, so there's that. The other thing I wanted to point out is, as we were adding things on here, you also have the ability to change the distance between these things. So when you're inside of here, there is an advanced option for you to come and change that distance. And you'll come over here, you'll see menu item spacing options, and you can go up or down or widthwise. So if I go like this, you'll see that it starts to spread out a little bit, right? So, but again, I want to warn you on that is be careful, because after you get ready to look at it mobile version, things might start stacking up on each other sometimes. Now the mobile version, and I'll just show you, will automatically turn it into like this. You'll see it's got kind of what they call a hamburger. But I also have noticed if you're one of those people that like to go like this with your phone, it will just start. It's not going to use the hamburger version. You'll see it, they'll be all stacked on top of each other as opposed to sideways. But when I turn the phone like this, you notice there's not a version for that. So what it's taking from is the desktop version. So make sure if you've got somebody who's got a tablet, go check it on their tablet too. I mean, it might be you'll want to, a couple times I have had to make 2 menus because I've had a few things too many up here, but I needed it up there, depending on the website, what I was making. So anyway, that's the long and the short of how all that works. I thought that would be good for me to jump in here and show you how that works. I think you'll be happy I told you that. Now, the one last thing I just want to point out is you'll notice there was a hover color here. You see that? And if you look over here, there's a spot for you to change up the hover color. So you can change what that looks like by just clicking on here. So if I don't want it orange, I can change it to red or whatever color you want. I would probably stick with whatever your colors of your website are. I personally just love orange anyway, but I guess I'm just going to leave it. This is also where you can change up the color of the print. So if you want to change it from white to black or whatever, and that's if you also to note when you go over to your mobile version, make sure that whatever changes are going on over there, and when we go to talk about the mobile version, we'll talk about changing how you change fonts and things size-wise so that it looks better mobile. But just make sure that whatever colors you choose, you might have to have a separate version of this for your mobile version, and I've had to do that in the past too. But anyway, just little tips and tricks on getting this thing set up so it works the way you want it to, and it's pretty versatile. So that should do it on the menu part here. Now, because this is a global field, it should be changed on all of the pages. And how this changed to global if I was going to add a new section, we can only save sections as a global field. So if I go here, I'm going to create a new section width-wise. Let's say I want to add another global field. And then over here, whatever I put in here, I can add this again or whatever. But over here, what you'll do is you'll click on the green save thing and then save the section. You're going to call it whatever you want, but you're going to save it to global sections. If you save it to a template, then the template will be available that you can use on other pages, but it will not be global. So be careful if it's something you want to update and have it update across every page. But let's say you have a format that you just love and you want to use over and over again, but you don't want it to be a global thing, then save it as a template. And then you'll be able to find it when you want to use it. So if I come over here now, let's just dump this off really quick. If I come over here, and let me click on here, I want to add another section. I could add a section, and I could go here and go to global sections I want to look at. So you can see here all of the global sections I already have pre-built, or section templates. So these are just little templates areas that I had saved that I want to add. So let's say I have a company logo section. Let's go see what that looks like. I'm going to just drag it in because I really don't know what it looks like. So yeah, it's got, this was preset in here, but this was something that's not global because it's green. And so I can actually change this out, but then I could take this section again and add it to another page of the website and change out all these images. So this is kind of handy to have if you thought you could use it for something. But anyway, so that's an option. But that's how that works. So now we're down at the bottom, and I already did a training on making sure that you edit your fields and things here, but you've got links here too that need to get updated. So by the time, if you've got one of our sites, by the time you've gotten this, these should all be accurate. So when it comes to this is not a menu like it is up at the top. So if you're going to change these become links that are here. These actually are pages that have the URL to the website on it. So if I was to come here, I want to grab this URL for this horse property, for instance, and I want to stick it down here. I've got to actually grab the actual URL to put into this link right here. And I'm going to click on that and I'm going to paste it in. And then I'm going to leave current window and then hit save. So now it's a live link. But obviously this is going to go to the home page. This is going to go to search homes, which is my search page. And that's probably going to go to an IDX broker search result page. And then these all pages will go to the pages. So you have to have your website up live to go and grab all those URLs. That's usually the easiest way, is like have a couple of windows open, one that has the live version of your site up, and then you've got the pages that are all there. So once you get your menu done up at the top, coming down here and doing this after the fact is going to be way easier. Same thing here. So wherever all these links are coming from, and I can tell you these are all going to be IDX broker links, so we don't have these yet, but I'll come back and show you how to add these once we go through the IDX broker training on making sure that you've got all the pages in here that you need. But if you've got one of our sites, this is already set up. You don't have to worry about it. I'm just showing you if you want to make edits. You can even add more stuff down here if you want. This is actually a bullet point thing area that we've added, so you can add in something, whatever you want here, and it'll automatically pull in these bullet points if you want to use that. But I'm not planning on saving any of this. Also, when it comes to the map, just since we're here, if you click on the map and you want to get it closer to where you live and work, you're going to come click on this map, which actually was added. I'll just add one here just to show you. Let me add it underneath this picture. Your picture should be changed by now anyway if you're in here. But if I go here, I can go over to map, type in map, add the map, right? And then you've got the map, all right? So I'm not going to leave that there, but I'm going to show you how to, like right now it's zeroing in on somewhere in New York. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to go over to the right side and open search box. And then you just want to zero in on where you're at, right? So I would just kind of zero, this is a Google map, so you can just zero in. For right now, let's go out, and just keep going out, and then you can get to closer where you want to be, and wherever you're at. I happen to be in the United States here, so we're going to zoom in a little bit more. and I am in Arizona. So I'm going to scroll down and get into the Arizona area and make this as tight as you want or as far out as you want. I'm not in Flagstaff, so I'm going to come down here. I'm in this area. I'm in the Maricopa County area of Phoenix. And so I'm just going to pick a spot in the center, even though this is a Scottsdale website. I'm just going to pick a spot. And then I'm going to say, yes, save, right? And so it will automatically update on your website based on your save right there. So it should save it to the area where you've saved. So just keep checking it out. You also have an option here to pick different map, terrain, satellite, or hybrid. I actually like right now I like the way the road map is set up, so I'm just going to leave that, but you could put other stuff on here if you wanted to. All right, so that's how that works. Do not mess with any of the code. If you are one of our users, don't mess with the code because these codes are, I happen to brand you, so you're going to leave that, okay? Down here, you can come in here. If you click on this, this is links to your, to have people just go over to your pages. So from here, if you're going to put your Facebook business page on here, make sure you put all of your URLs for the things. If you don't ever use X, which I do not, I would delete that out and just get rid of that. And I'm not a TikToker, but add in your social. If you click here, you can you can get in and see that you can add your social stuff. These are all the things you can add. So you might have Pinterest. What else do they have on here? Yeah, whatever you got. But put your links here because why not? People might want to go there. And if you want to make them more prominent, then move them somewhere else. You can also change the size of these and make them even bigger if you want to. So yeah. Change your photo out right here if you haven't done that yet, or you've gotten it and for some reason it's not you, or it's something else you want to put here and it's not your picture. You can change that out by just coming over here, going over here and picking them out. You just upload the photos, but that's going to be at a different training. It's pretty easy to do. I'm going to go through more training on how to edit your pages in deeper detail. So, and that'll be included in that. Okay. All right. So that's that. And just to come back up to this, I'm going to go back through the training to show you where these links are going, because these are going to be subdomains that are created within your IDX Broker account. And so make sure that you're watching the IDX Broker training that I'm going to have. So, and anyway, if you're interested in getting a site and you haven't had one, don't have one, or you want one of ours, definitely tap into a link somewhere on this page and we will be happy to talk to you.